Hi friends, welcome back to my Jazzy Jet Sets life. Happy New Year, happy 2024. I'm so excited for the new year and all that is to come. I'm bringing you everything about living abroad in South Africa, traveling throughout the continent and the world, identity as it relates to the diaspora, and basically everything in between. I hope that in 2024, everything that you want wants you and finds you. So cheers to the new year. Let's get into the final vlog of 2023, the December vlog. It's two parts. The first part is December in South Africa, where they say K Dezemba. And then the second part is December in Lagos, Nigeria, where they call it Detty December. One of the final weekends in Johannesburg, I had to stop at a coffee shop to get some work done before heading to the final Strictly Soul party. You've probably heard me talk about Strictly Soul, but it is a R&B only party that happens during the summer on Thursdays in Joburg, and it's now happening also in many cities in East Africa and in Cape Town. They really put on a great party for people who are into R&B. Why you swing? Because Strictly Soul was on a Thursday, it means that Friday I woke up hungover. I did not make it to the gym, but I did make it to errands, and I'm just trying to survive this hangover, and then this happens. Yeah, that was kind of rough, but we didn't go out on Friday. Saturday comes and now it's time to head to the playground. The playground is one of the markets that happens on the weekends in Joburg. It is not only just like vendors and food and drinks, it's also just like a nice DJ typically, and it's a great opportunity to just chill with friends and have a good time. You've probably heard me mention it as Neighbor Goods Market because they keep changing the name. I think that it's being redone now and they'll probably change the name again. But anyways, just so that you know, if you're ever visiting Joburg, like I said, on a Saturday, try to find the playground or Neighbor Goods Market in Johannesburg. It's worth a try. Copy my style. So after Neighbor Goods Market, it was time to head to Everyday People. Everyone knows what Everyday People is, but I will give you a very brief explanation. It is this party that has become a global phenomenon. I think it started in New York, and now it's basically like in every major city in the world. So there's one in Joburg, one in Cape Town, one in Accra. Pretty sure there was one in Lagos. I saw that there was one in Rio de Janeiro. Like literally, it's everywhere. And they just have a really great way of bringing dope DJs. They bring a great crowd out. So like I said, it's K December, which means that it's the festive season. So there is just like a bunch of parties and events happening to celebrate making it through the year. Guys, I really love these Amapiano mixes. Like I love when the DJs come to South Africa and then they take a song and throw Amapiano beat on it. I'm just like, this is perfect. This is what the game has been missing. Because you know, the world is finally catching up to Amapiano, baby. I had to learn as soon as I got here in 2019 when it was still new. So I just really love these mixes. So I'm always going to let you hear them every time. cool thing about December in Johannesburg is that there are a ton of people visiting. This freaking everyday people party was so packed. There were so many people there, and I was running into random friends from like the US, just people that are like from all over the world were just randomly at the Johannesburg Everyday People Party. And some of my friends who were in town from the US said the same thing. They were like, I literally just ran into my friend from such and such. So I feel like December is always like just the best. Anyways, now we are headed to live because nobody wants to go home, and I have to be a good sport because I am trying to show the friends a good time. So I went for a little bit, and then I did not stay too long because ooh, this was like a real nightclub. And I'm at the age where I have to prepare for such things. So my day was prepared for a day vibe, not all night. So we finally made it to Sunday and started with a very late lunch. This is Saint. You know, Saint Sundays is always a cool vibe. So I like to go here sometimes, but it was quite early for the Saint Sundays. So the plan was to have lunch here and then check out this event that happens. I think it's monthly and it's called Never Rush a Sunday. First of all, I love the name. And basically every time they do a party, they have a different theme or color that you have to wear. So the final party of the year was all white party. You know, black folks love an all white party, okay? So I had a white dress and I put it on and I went. And let me just say, it was a fantastic time. Clip from Never Rush a Sunday, but it's really just to show you the venue. It was a really nice rooftop spot, and it wasn't as packed as it looks in those other videos. Now we are back at Saint. This is Saint Sundays, which I think maybe now is probably around like 10, but Sunday is an early night, which is great. So we got home about 11, and this was the busiest weekend. Now it is Monday and we're back at it. So we're back in the gym trying to finish out the year strong. Also, it is the 18th of December, which means number one, is my grandma's birthday. So shout out to Merle. Second of all, it means that most people in Joburg are actually going to Cape Town around this time. It is like the remaining 2 weeks of the month, so most people spend that time in Cape Town. I am headed to Cape Town tomorrow on Tuesday, so I'm just trying to do like some last minute shopping and basically just get my life together. I also need to do my hair, so I have to take my braids out. I'm washing my clip-ins. In case you're wondering, these clip-ins are from Better Length. I did not get them in South Africa. I got them in the US. Basically, a friend was there, and before she came to Joburg, I asked her to bring these, and I ordered them and sent them to her home. I spent about like $100 on them, and I've had them for a few years now. They always come in handy whenever I need a break from the braids, which is exactly the case. So I plan to take that break in Cape Town, and then I'll get my hair braided before we go to Lagos. South Africa has some of the most beautiful sunsets. I dated a South African guy, and I remember one day saying, wow, it's such a beautiful day. And he kind of laughed. He was like, I don't understand why people from the West come here and say things like such a beautiful day. It doesn't really make sense to us because we just kind of grew up with this kind of beauty all the time. I'm like, damn, well, flex on us then. So after living in Johannesburg for 4 whole years, I finally tried the How train. The How train, it runs to the airport. It's like a 15-minute train ride, and it is a really great mode of public transportation. Don't ask me why I haven't used it all this time. I finally did. So I had to purchase this card in order to purchase a trip on the train. The card cost me about like 120 Rand, and then the trip itself was like 230 or 250 Rand. So I ended up paying like 300 and something for this. You're not allowed to eat on the train, so I had to put that right back in. But I ended up paying about 380, which came to about $19 and some change, which it's not bad, but the reason I was told to take this is that it's cheaper than taking an Uber. But I was coming from Bryanston, so I had to take an Uber to the Sandton station. So I feel like it actually did not turn out to be cheaper for me. It was, however, super convenient. Let you off inside of the airport, literally no hassle. So I feel like for people who live closer to Santon, maybe live in Rosebank, it is a better alternative. Hopefully that's helpful for people who are going to be in Joburg anytime soon, planning to travel and will need to get to and from the airport. Once I got to the airport, I had a ton of time, so I decided to go into the South African Airways lounge. It cost me 395 Rand, which is the equivalent of $20 and some change. I feel like that was a pretty good deal. It's not the fanciest airport lounge, but it's a great place to kind of just chill out and lounge if you don't really want to wait in the rest of the airport. And you can also like eat some pretty decent food, and you can eat as much as you want and drink as much as you want, of course. So I always try to go to the airport lounge. I'm having my one last glass of wine for the road because now it is time for us to start boarding our flight to Cape Town. So typically the flight is about 2 hours, and I feel like SAA is like the most common airline that goes there. And I was very surprised that when we got on, they actually fed us a full meal for a 2 hour flight. That's like never happened. But I posted this on my TikTok, and a few people told me that SAA is really trying to improve their business. They are trying to do better at customer service, marketing, all this stuff. And if you are familiar with South African Airlines, SAA, you would agree with me when I say you need to. You need to be improving. Anyway, we've arrived in Cape Town. This is my Airbnb. I'm staying in the center of the city. Usually I stay in Camps Bay and the view is more like water, not necessarily mountains. But this time I got this Airbnb pretty last minute, but I was totally okay because I love the mountain view. You can't see it when I first arrived, but here you can see the next morning. It's beautiful, like totally worth it. I felt good the next morning whenever I woke up, like this is where I should be. Then in the morning we went to breakfast. We went to Mulberry and Prince, had chicken and waffles, French toast. And then the rest of my Wednesday was pretty chill because we were awaiting Thursday. We had a lot to do. Friends coming into town, going to lunch, and the Everyday People party in Cape Town was this day as well. So I know you've heard me talk about the Nines before and you're probably tired of it, but I don't care. The Nines is one of my favorite restaurants in Cape Town. The food is great. They have nice drinks. They have a great wine selection, and the actual decor is really what takes it over the top. Like everyone loves it whenever they come here. I finally met up with my boo. We're having oysters, we're having margaritas, we're having shots. We're literally catching up on what a crazy year it was for each of us, where we are ending the year, and what we are thinking about and improving on in the new year. So I just wanted to give you a little more of the views that you see at the Nines, and now we are just discussing the logistics and our plans for the Everyday People party that is at Cabo in a few hours. And now it's time for Everyday People, and I will admit, when I heard that there will be an Everyday People party in Joburg and in Cape Town, I thought to myself, you do not need to attend both. There's literally no point. But they're two very different vibes, as you can see. In Johannesburg, it was a huge warehouse, tons of people inside, whereas like Cape Town, it's this very cool beach party vibe. You have the water, the sunset, the sand. Like I think Everyday People did a great job because even the crowd was different here. This crowd in Cape Town was more diverse. So yeah, I'll just leave it there. But the point is, we had a really good time. And like I said, the views at Cabo Beach Club are always amazing, beautiful. Like I was very happy. I even was getting my little content moment going. Okay. It was giving like a little beach party in Ibiza. Okay. Just kidding. But back to the views, back to the vibes. I was ready for the DJs to get there. We got there kind of early. As you can see, it's not really packed. And we were even able to get a table. It wasn't in the front, but it was on the side. So that just let me know we got there pretty early. That's literally never the case at Cabo Beach Club. This place is always so packed, especially in December. For me, it always does something to me to see black folks from all around the world just jump in and do the electric slide and dance together like that, okay? I always enjoy it, it always feeds my spirit. Now, for the end of the Everyday People Party, there was a contest. It wasn't a vote contest. It was a face contest, I believe. Please correct me if I'm wrong, community. But either way, it was a ton of fun. Like, this was the final part of the Everyday People Party. I think I probably left around like 10 or 10:30. But yeah, 10 across the board for these faces, but also for Everyday People. Happy Friday, friends. We have changed Airbnbs. This one is actually pretty close to the other one that I was staying in, but this one is kind of a downgrade, not going to lie. I'm also going to use this part of the vlog to give you a bit of a dating update as well. So let's jump into it. Like I said, it's Friday. It's a beautiful day. I'm starting at Burger and Lobster. This is a place that I come to every time I visit Cape Town. They have great burgers. They have lobster rolls. And as someone who used to live in Boston, always so happy when I'm here. We decided to try their mac and cheese. I knew it wouldn't be that great, but they did get an E for effort. Then I move on to what I'm really here for, which is this mini sampler. It's a burger, a lobster roll, and a chicken sandwich, so I can really experience everything that I want. I get this every time. 10 out of 10 for Burger Lobster. Go if you haven't yet. And now on to Vista Bar and Lounge. This is by far one of my favorite spots that I've visited while I was in Cape Town this time around. It's located inside of One and Only, which is a hotel or resort in Cape Town. It's at the V&A waterfront. And there is also a spa at One and Only. There's a Nobu located inside this building right across the way. I was really taken aback by the decor. Like, it was really, really dope. And then it was time for us to get some drinks to really test it out and see what their signature cocktails were like. And when I tell you I was blown away, let me just show you my reaction. That was dramatic, but I'm a hard person to please when it comes to cocktails, and they got it right every time. The waitress also brought me this sweet happy birthday treat, even though my birthday is 1 week away. This part of the vlog reminded me that the person that I was with in Cape Town made an intentional effort to not celebrate my birthday. Like, there was no, let's do this to celebrate your birthday since we're not going to be together. There was no, I hope you have a great birthday. He even made a face when the lady brought me the birthday treat. He just kept saying, it's not your birthday yet. Like, it reminded me of those tweets that say your man is secretly your biggest hater. And even if that energy wasn't intentional, it definitely had me questioning why I was hanging out with this person in the first place. Big red flag. Anyways, next day, breakfast at the Kloof Street House. I love this place. I went here for my birthday last year, actually. And then it was time for me to go home and get ready for this wedding that I will be attending in wine country. I was so hype. So hype. Literally came to Cape Town specifically for this wedding to see my friends get married, and I was so excited. The ceremony was very beautiful. A lot of our friends from Johannesburg came to Cape Town to see these two get married. My friend is the groom, Kayembe, and I feel like he has been talking about this day for a long time. And it's so funny because I have conversations with him and guys who are of his caliber, and they just talk about, like, you know, when I was at such and such age, I would not have been ready for my wife. Or when I was at such and such age, I would not have known how to approach a woman as dynamic as my wife. So it's just so beautiful to see that he's like now proposed, full circle, they've gotten married. This was my last wedding of 2023. Now that I think about it, I think I had 4 or 5 weddings this year. One in New York, one in Toronto, one in Mexico, and this one in Cape Town. So shout out to all the 2023 bride and grooms. I feel really good about wedding season. This was the reception. Beautiful setup. Of course, it was wine galore. We're on a wine farm. And yeah, we got to it. Beautiful wedding. I got home maybe around midnight, which was great. Now it's Christmas Eve. It's a Sunday. I decided to take myself to lunch, and I went to the V&A waterfront where there is now a timeout market. If you know anything about timeout markets, there is one in Lisbon, Portugal. There is one in Chicago. They have these timeout markets like different spots in the world, and I think they just added this one to the V&A waterfront in Cape Town. So I was very excited to try it out. I decided to get bao buns from this Asian spot. and I got a mojito as well. I ended up spending maybe 400 and something rand, which is the equivalent of like 25 bucks, which is kind of expensive for this kind of meal, but it was so worth it. Like, it was amazing. I don't even really know how else to describe it. It was like Wagyu steak, and then the bao bun was like deep fried. It was next level. It was amazing. I was very happy. I'm a simple girl. Food is really the way to my heart. When I take myself out on solo food dates, it's my favorite. I love that for me. Once I was done at Time Out Market, I decided to take a walk. That's the great thing about the V&A waterfront. You can stuff your face and then walk it off. So I literally walked all over the waterfront. It was a nice, probably like a mile that I did. Then it was time for me to get ready to leave and head out with the person that I came to Cape Town to spend time with. He wanted to go on a scooter ride, and I feel like this is where the second red flag kind of happened. Now, it wasn't major, but it's one of those ones that's like you have to pay close attention to see how someone considers you. So he came to pick me up to go on this scooter ride, and he was in an Uber. The sidewalk where I am, where he's picking me up, is the same side that he is sitting on in the Uber in the back. So I reach in to like open the door to get in the Uber. From the sidewalk where they pick me up and signaling like him to move over, he looks me dead in my face and does not move over. So I have to walk around the car into traffic to get into the Uber. I thought that was just like, wow. Like, just say you hate me and you don't really care if I get hit by a car, because that's what it was giving. Anyway, back to the scooter ride. We took the Sea Point route. It was beautiful, and I was nervous for nothing because I got the hang of it and it turned out to be a breeze. I had a really good time doing this, and I might consider doing it more often. Woo! Then I grabbed a quick drink before meeting up with some of my American friends who wanted to go to the Rands. Of course, I go to the Rands every time I'm in Cape Town. So it's in Khayelitsha. I think that's how you say it. It's a 30-minute ride from the city. So that's definitely something to keep in mind if you're taking an Uber. It's like 300 bucks or 400 rand. And then getting into the Rands is only like 100 rand, which is like less than $10. And then bottles are pretty cheap, like 2,000 or 2.5 thousand rand, which is like 100 bucks. So yeah, definitely worth trying in Cape Town. This is the aftermath. Tomorrow is Christmas, and me and this person had plans to spend Christmas together because we both would not be around family. The plan was to go to lunch or dinner, and these plans have been in the works for over a week at least. Tell me why on Christmas Day, this guy woke up and changed his mind and was like, I think I should go spend Christmas with one of my friends and his family. I know you're not invited, but like, I'll see you later. So I spent my Christmas at a really cute pool, looking cute. The funny part about this is that the day after Christmas, he was talking about being so excited about where our relationship's gonna go and the next steps and just like how much he would miss me. And when I tell you, I was looking at him like, oh baby, you are delulu. And then I took my butt home so that I could get prepped for my birthday trip to Lagos, Nigeria. Literally the whole time I was with that guy, I was thinking, oh, I cannot wait to get to Lagos. Like, I don't even know who's there and I can't wait to get there. It's gotta be better than this. So we started with the goddess braids. This is some human hair that I previously had. We ended up having to buy like another half of a bundle, which came to about 1.5 rand, which is the equivalent of about $80 in USD. And then my actual hairstyle costed me 1,200 rand, which is the equivalent of about $60 USD. I also took this time to send him a little text message saying like, I think this is it. I think this is where we end things. Then a few days later, I ended up seeing some communication between him and one of his friends talking about how women overvalue themselves. And I was just like, thank God I got out of there. Who knows the suffering I would have had to put up with that man. Anyway, it is now time for me to do my nails this day. I woke up, I wanted to do some journaling. I was feeling a lot of gratitude and just a lot of things to be thankful for. My birthday, the new year, everything that I feel like I'm lacking, I'm not. I have everything that I need. Of course, I headed to the gym on my final day in Joburg. Had to wear my scarf because I was not trying to mess up my hair. Of course, my trainer did not mind because of he still got on my nerves, so it really didn't matter. After going to the gym, I had to get the Cape Town nails off because it was time for me to do my birthday set. And the nails that I got were done by Soho Nails, so I actually went to them to remove them because they're these gel nails. So you don't soak them off, you buff them off. And let me just say, I was like, what the hell is going on? But that stuff really made my nails really strong. So I'm actually not complaining. I think I might start doing that more often, especially for like in between stuff. But now it's time for the birthday nails. I had to go back to Ade because I'm going to Nigeria. Of course, I have to go to a Nigerian to do my nails. And I got a little bit of flack on TikTok before about his prices, but I feel like they're actually on par with a lot of places in Santon for the types of nails that I do, like a full set. And the difference is that I know Ade is going to come with that heat, and that's exactly what he did. Like, he delivers every single time. Like, just look at the final product. Like, these are my birthday nails. They were 800 rand, which is $42. I was very happy. So my flight to Lagos was leaving at 3 a.m. on Friday, and I did my flight with Rwanda Air, so there was a connecting stop in Kigali. So this is me getting ready for the airport. I had to do it in the dark because there was load shedding because I live in South Africa. And we finally make it to the airport, and I end up getting some cash so that I could get some USD. That's the best way to have money whenever you're in Lagos. Try to have cash USD so that you can exchange it on the street. Doing it through your bank or an ATM will give you much higher exchange rates and you will lose a lot of money. I was also walking around with this saxophone because I was carrying it for my friend. Again, whenever you're traveling, especially for people who live on the continent, it's like, if you're coming to this city or this country soon, bring what I need you to bring. So that's what we did. I watched a little bit more of The Gilded Age before it was time for me to board my flight and head over to Rwanda. So my flight to Kigali took off around 3:30, and it was quite a breeze. I feel like the flight was no more than 4 or 5 hours, and even my layover was not that long, which was great. We arrived there maybe around 8 a.m. and then before I knew it, it was time for us to board the next plane so that we could be heading to Lagos. And in no time, I was flying over Lagos and ready to touch down. And that brings us to part 2 of this vlog, Detty December. December in Lagos, Nigeria. Detty December is really just referring to the festive season or the festive period in Nigeria, mid-December to the new year. But I'm sure you've heard many people use that term with all of the trips to Ghana as well. So I think it's more of like a West African term now at this point. Getting my visa situated. I actually did my visa before I got there. Someone handled it for me. This is the lounge inside of the airport. He picked me up from the visa office, made sure I was totally fine. Services were not cheap. They were actually quite expensive, but it was a 4-day turnaround because of course I applied last minute and I did not mind. I worked with him previously. He poured me a shot for my birthday as well, but it's like whiskey and I'm like, not my vibe, but that's okay. I was grateful. So afterwards we leave out of the office and then the driver picks me up. My friend sent her driver, and this is where I'm staying for the next 10 days. This is Banana Island and it was beautiful. Okay, Banana Island apparently is one of the richest areas in Lagos. I don't know if it's the richest or one of the richest. I think it might be the richest, but it was a beautiful, beautiful area. Like, you literally need a passcode to get into the island. Like, not even at the door at that gate, just to get into the island to go to where you need to go. So it was very secure. This was a very beautiful garden that was in the back. And then inside of the house, this is the patio, which it has its own garden. And I did a little bit of yoga here. This was breathtaking. It was beautiful. And of course, as soon as I arrived, they fed me, and then it was time to get dressed and go out Friday night. So of course it's a Friday night in Lagos. My birthday is the next day, so we had to bring it in by going out as soon as I arrived. We ended up going to the W bar, and as soon as we sat down, some guys sent us a couple of bottles of Moet, and I'm like, you know what? This is where I belong. We ordered some shots to celebrate, got right to it. So that was night one. We got home maybe around like 5 a.m. So I would say it was an early night for Legos. And then the next day was my birthday. We went to the beach and we actually had to go through what looked like a secret door to a jet ski rental to get to the beach club before getting on the boat to go to the beach. So if you're in Nigeria, if you're in Lagos, you know going to the beach means you need to take a boat. And before that, we decided to have some brunch and it was the perfect way to start the day. So we actually started off with some like strawberry daiquiri mocktails to really cool us down, and it was the perfect idea. Then we all ordered like food, had some, and then it was time for us to get on the small boat so that it could take us to the beach. And as you can see, I was really feeling myself. I was like, this is how a birthday queen should be treated. Like, this is what I should be doing. And so yeah, I will just say, even before, as we were starting, like this was literally the best way for me to be spending my birthday. Headed to the beach in Lagos and literally just like living my best life. Now I have on this life jacket. Your girl ain't a swimmer. She ain't a swimmer, honey. But look at me sitting in So we ended up spending the full day at the beach. We had literally everything that you could think of. Great drinks, great music, great company, and of course, great food. We had like chicken suya and beef suya, plantains, fries. Literally, I was just living the best birthday life one could ever think of. Then we were leaving and this was a beautiful sunset that was happening as we were going out. And then I had to let my boo Desi know that he was looking cool. So that was the end of our beach day. I also just want to say I met so many new people on this trip. Like that guy Desi, I did not know him before this. And now that is the homie. I had so much fun with him. There were other people that I met as well. Like this Lego trip was really the best. Then it was time for the evening festivities. We went to Rococo, this restaurant that has live music. Your girl was looking good. I mean, what more can I say? I was so ready for the night festivities to begin. And I was very happy about this restaurant choice. Like, not only is it live music, but the decor inside, you know I'm a whore for some decor, so it was really cute. So here's a little more inside the restaurant, and apparently this place used to be something else, There are a lot of like restaurants and clubs that change so rapidly over time in a city like Lagos. It's the same with Joburg, I would say as well. But this is some of the food that we had. The food was decent. We had some champagne and we had some shots. Then it was time for us to get down to the actual like live music, and I don't think I was prepared for it. We were so like hype and excited and loud that they were sending us like more shots. It's right now, if it were from A to Z. So yeah, I started doing the background ad libs and they sent us more shots. I was being a little dramatic because of how many shots I had, but they did have some really good live music. Like some of the people who were on the stage could really sing. Like you can tell by that first lady. I don't know about this guy, but then there was another guy who sang to me that was fantastic. And there was a younger girl who sang, another woman who sang, and then there was this woman who was playing the violin. Like, she was a beast. Let me find some of this footage for y'all so you can really see what I'm talking about. I was gone. These are the last few shots to take. I think we took about 16 off. So the evening festivities kickoff was a 10 out of 10. Then we went to Social House to meet some friends before skipping that place and then going to this place called Ova or something like that. It was a club. This was a little bit crazy. This man stuffed a bunch of Naira into my purse randomly because he said I was cute and in his space. And I had to ask my friends, like, is he calling me a hoe? And they were like, nah, bro, chill out. And the next day I went on a little date, went to Good Beach to check it out. I had never been here before. And I just wanted to see everything that was going on this beach. There was so much happening, tons of games, cabanas, like there was a poolside. And then there was like this private club that you can go up into. That's where this view is from, where there's like hookah, drinks, basically everything that you can think of. So I did not know the Good Beach was there and I got a chance to explore, so that was nice. Mind you, this is New Year's Eve and it's 12 midnight and I'm able to watch some fireworks from the balcony, from the patio, because of course people don't go out in Nigeria until like 1 or 2 a.m. So this is where I spent the New Year's countdown. So we finally got dressed, headed out. We went to Obi's house. It is a Sunday. I learned later that I'm supposed to go to a place like this on a Monday instead of a Sunday. So we were very much overdressed, but I still was determined to have a good time. It was New Year's Eve, like literally. So this is me and my boo having some pictures. Do y'all know then we run into Uche's bitch ass? Do y'all see him? He is so lucky. No, I'm just kidding, but it was funny to see him there for Detty December vibes. Then the next day we ended up going back to Obi's house, and do you see how this place is decorated? It was New Year's Eve and this place wasn't even decorated this intensely. Like Monday is clearly the night to go here. And I ended up having a much better time. I was dressed way more casually. It was perfect. Afterwards, I forced people to find me suya at that hour, and they tried to tell me this was not the place to go, but I didn't listen, and so I got it anyway. It was not that great. So that's one of my lessons from Legos. I need to actually listen to people. I'm sure my friends will be like, yeah, bitch, we told you that already. I started off my Tuesday morning with some yoga and journaling in Auntie Nike's garden, where she has like hundreds of different plants. I was really thankful for this space. I didn't know that it would be here, but it was very peaceful, and I feel like it was a great way to start the year. It was a great way to start my day. So this was probably one of the best parts of my trip, just being able to be in this garden and do this kind of thing. Then it was time for a girls' dinner. We decided to go to this place called Brisk. They were really excited about this place. I was wondering why. So they have a DJ and they do this build your own pasta thing. I was a little bit surprised, but it turned out to be really cute and the food was actually good.
So what happens? So there's some, I guess some transactions going on.
So we decided to keep the party going and we went to Cali. So it was just a Tuesday, but we really wanted to check out this place because we kept hearing about it from other people and the cocktails seemed to be like their specialty. So we were like, let's just go have a drink, check it out. It was definitely on one of our bucket lists and I'm happy that we came because I actually ended up here later on in the week and I was not mad about it. Okay. Then the next day, it's Wednesday and I decided I need to get to a coffee shop and like get my life back on track. So I went to this coffee shop called Godive and it was really cute. Like they have a poolside in the back. There's indoor and outdoor seating. They have pretty much a full menu. Like I ordered the ribs while I was there. A friend got pasta. So it was like much more than just a coffee shop. Then it was time for us to go out for Wine Down Wednesday, baby, and we were excited. So we had a few spots to hit this evening, so it was time to go. We started out at the Wine Lab. Now this place I was very interested and curious about because you know I'm from South Africa now, so I'm a wine girly, obviously. But we got here and it was so cute. I feel like the vibes were perfect, the decor was perfect. Like we took pictures all over this wine lab, okay? We were everywhere. They also had like these rooms upstairs that were like private members only clubs as well. I liked that there was two sides to the wine lab. So me and one of my friends, we ended up sitting on the like tasting side, where I think this is maybe for like shorter service, where you are just like having wine tastings, you're having little bites, or you're ordering drinks and just chatting. Whereas on the other side of the wine lab, they have tables all set up for people who want to have lunch or want to have dinner, which is what one of our other friends did while we just did the tasting. It was perfect. So we actually ordered a cocktail in addition to the tasting, thinking that the tasting wouldn't be that much, and I'm pretty sure like it tore us up. Like, we were pretty drunk by the time we left, but we had to make sure that we finished everything. And these jalapeno martinis were amazing. Jalapeno mango, okay? Then we left and went to RSVP. This was another pretty popular spot that people were talking about. And I was really into the pool. And they also had live music at this time. Again, it was a Wednesday, so it wasn't that packed or too many people there, but that was fine. Most of us just wanted to check it out because we had never been there before and it was on our list. So we just sat down for a little bit, had some drinks, had some shots, obviously, and then we decided to, wait for Dolly and then think about what the next move was, because like it's like clearly you're never going home. So we decided to go to Mako, and this place was very exclusive. Like, they don't even let you into the parking lot unless someone comes to get you. So it was interesting. And then when you get in here, the first sign that you see is, "Are you on the guest list?" So I guess they were really living up to the name. Again, this place was quite empty. It was a Wednesday. But look, this is another one of my new friends that I made. Love her. So you made it to the final part of my vlog, and it's the main reason why I went to Lagos in the first place, which was to celebrate my friend's 40th birthday. He and I went to business school together, and I had no idea what was in store. So while I attended this event, I actually learned a lot more about Yoruba culture. So the term that I learned is a wambe, and it means a celebration or a party in Yoruba language, and usually it marks a milestone, so whether that's like a baby, a wedding, a significant birthday. So I just remember I kept saying to my friend, like, wow, this feels like a wedding. Like, why does it feel like a wedding? And I guess that's because usually like a wedding is a milestone, and that would be something that Yoruba culture would celebrate this way. One of my friends was telling me that back in the day, families would like set up their driveway all the way out to the street, set up all these like huge tables, the same way that you see them set up at a wedding or at this event, and then they would have this huge celebration. And then at some point, people from around the neighborhood have come in and just kind of join the celebration as well. So learned a lot. The food was crazy. There was literally every traditional Nigerian dish that you could think of. They had fish that they brought around to the tables. They even brought like smaller snacks throughout the night. So there was suya, so many things. So this is what I wore to the event. I look way cooler than I'm standing in this picture. A very cool thing about this, also they gave us these really cool party favors. This box was filled with goodies. They also even gave the women shoes, like flip-flops, towards the end of the night, which was amazing. And then there were all these weird creatures that started coming in, and I was trying to figure out what is happening, what is going on, like what are we doing? And then like older people started leaving, kids started leaving, and then I was like, oh, I see where this is going now. So as you can see, the venue and event turned into a full-on club at the end of the night. I don't think I was expecting that as well. Like I'm talking, there was a DJ. It felt like there were sections. Like it just completely changed. Some of the guys changed their clothes. It was very well done. So this was the main event that I came for. I'm so happy that I made it. Happy birthday to my boy Wale. And I think I want to have a Owambe for my next milestone birthday. I don't know. I need to see. But anyway, let's get into this party favor gift box that they sent us off with. So you can see everything that's there. There was some popcorn, and then there was a small bottle of champagne with Wale's name on it, which I thought was like very well executed. And then there was a bunch of like other small things, lots of skincare, makeup stuff for the girls. I guess, man, I just feel like the planning that went into this party and making sure, like, you know, what boxes to give to people, like what boxes to give to the ladies versus what to give to the men. Because when I opened my box and I took all this stuff out, I was so happy. I was like, whoa, this is like the best party favor ever. Like I was not expecting to have this kind of items inside the box. So yeah, had a very great time at my first 40th birthday celebration Owambe style, and the best party favor to go with it. So that was on a Thursday. Now it's Friday and time to recover. So my friend and I decided to get lunch on Friday in the afternoon at one of her friends' restaurants or cafes. So we decided to go here for burgers, and this place was really cute, really small, really quaint, really cute. My drink was amazing. I can't even tell you what it was, but I just went to the bartender and was like, make me something, and then he made me this. And then I had this really good burger. She also had a burger. Afterwards, we ended up going to Knock. It's the first place that I visited when I first came to Nigeria back in 2017. There's like a clothing store, books, all these things, and then it's also like a cute like vibe restaurant, open area for you to like chill and hear music. So I was so happy to see it. We didn't stay for too long, but I really wanted to check it out because I remember going before, and I feel like it still looks so cute and is like totally worth a visit. Then it was time for the evening festivities. I had 2 dates and was planning to go out with some friends who I had met in South Africa who were also in Lagos. So my night started out at Cali, this like restaurant that's in the back called McAllen, and we were looking out on the balcony where we were sitting, and the person was telling me that this is going to be like this built up city. It's going to be like its own city. It's supposed to be like a lot of investment coming into it. So we had a little bubbly and some food. You know me, I couldn't resist the urge to have some seafood pasta. Then I went to the bathroom for a little fit check. Then it was time to part ways, and then I found my people at Vertigo, and it was ridiculous. Like, this club wasn't even packed, but it was like very hype. As soon as I came in, there were shots ready. Like, I was not prepared for this kind of night, especially after the birthday party that we just celebrated. But the DJs were amazing. Also, just want to say that I was loving hearing Amapiano everywhere that we went. Like, Amapiano has taken over Lagos, honestly. Then we went to the library. This is a completely different venue, but I just love how the instruments be in the club and then they just walk up to you and start playing along with the music. I think we left maybe around 5 or 6 a.m. and we were able to get some traditional Nigerian food at one of the hotels one of them was staying at, so that was great. Then it was the next day. It's Saturday, another day of recovery for me. I was able to get some suya finally, like some proper suya, and then it was time for the pool party and my very last hurrah while in Lagos, and it did not disappoint. Thank you for watching this long vlog and for indulging in cultures with me. My beautiful boo who made sure I had a great time for my birthday and sent me off well. See you next time.